So you're looking to get into photography, or you bought your first camera and you're not really sure where to start. Let's try to give you a hand with that. As I've said in a short video, I really do suggest checking into the used market. I was able to pick up this Nikon D3400 with two lenses, a bag, a couple batteries, a couple of little goodies for about 250 bucks at the pawn shop. Now you do need to know what it is that you're looking for and what to check when you're buying a used camera. That's something we can kind of go over. If you've already bought a camera yourself, but you don't really know anything else, what else you need to get really, first thing I would suggest is something like a sunshade. Something that's going to go over the lens and help keep the light off of the lens so that you're not overexposing your photos or having those kind of burst rays across your photos that can end up destroying a perfectly good photo. Another accessory that I strongly suggest for anybody who's purchased a new camera is getting a single point shoulder sling. Something that's going to hold the camera firmly and reduce the chances of you dropping it. This one in particular I picked up off of Amazon. I'd have to look up what the name of it was, but it's worked really well for me for quite a while and I use it on all my cameras. It's got a nice metal attachment, a nice loop, and a lanyard that clips onto the strap so that in case something were to happen to this loop, it's not going to drop your camera. As we all know, the camera and the lenses are not cheap and not something that you want to be dropping and breaking and having to replace. Now let's talk about flashes. The majority of cameras that you're going to purchase will have a built-in flash like this 3400 or like the 7500 that I'm recording on right now. Myself, I use external flashes. This one here is a Nikon Speedlight SB700. They're not a very cheap light, but it is something that you can pick up on the used market, usually for a couple $100s. The advantages of these is that they communicate with the camera and it'll actually adjust to the settings that you have in your camera and the lighting conditions, so it won't blow out or overexpose your shots unintentionally, like something off of Amazon would do. These ones I usually just use as remotes, kind of room fillers that I'll use with different types of filters and stuff like that. Filters are something that you can look into. They're neat and they can create some pretty nice effects, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can find them off of Amazon as well. Something to definitely play around with and consider. Something else you need to consider is some type of camera bag, something that you're able to transport your camera in safely and keep everything together. Majority of your kit cameras do come with a bag that's able to keep everything organized, but you might want to look into something different as you expand out, start getting more lenses, start getting different filters, things like that. Definitely something that you want to grow into. I suggest looking into backpack style ones. It just seems a little more convenient to be able to use a backpack on your back instead of a shoulder strap one to be able to carry your camera around with. Now, when looking at used cameras, you of course want to make sure that everything's working on it. Make sure you turn it on, make sure that everything's firing up. Move the dials around, make sure that nothing feels funny on them. Check and set it onto an aperture priority and move the aperture and see that the aperture is actually moving within the lens. If anything seems out of place to you or is making funny sounds, then I would definitely pass on it. Purchasing a new camera has a lot of great benefits. It has a manufacturer warranty still, and you know that that camera has never been used. The problem with purchasing a used camera is cameras do have a shutter life, generally around 100,000 to 150,000 clicks. Now, if you don't know what it is that you're looking for or more listening for, you're not going to know the condition of that shutter. There's a lot of great options on the market. Myself, I only really have experience with the Canons and the Nikons. The Canon Rebel line has been around for a very long time, and I know right now you can get a set with the 18 to 55 millimeter lens from Walmart for around $380. Last I had also looked, Best Buy has the one that has the two lenses in the bag for around $600. They're great cameras to get started in, and you're not going to spend a whole lot of money, so you could spend a little more on some of the accessories to be able to play around with and see what kind of styles you like. Now, if this is something that you're looking to do professionally, you might want to spend the extra money and go with something higher end. The Nikon D7500 that I'm shooting on has had great results, and I've had amazing photos with it. You can purchase one of the bodies for these for around $700, and then you're going to have to purchase all the additional lenses. In another video, I will go more into depth with different lenses and ones that I suggest and show you some examples of what different lenses can do. Now, if you're a new photographer, please do like and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to put together an entire series that'll go step by step into the different things to help ease that learning curve of getting into photography. We'll go over all the manual settings, aperture priority, shutter priority, and when and how it is that you use those. We'll even start getting into things about the lighting and composition of photos and how to use editing software like Lightroom to be able to achieve the different photos that it is that you're hoping to get. Now I want to end this video by saying that photography can be something very frustrating to get into. I feel like a lot of people buy these cameras and they give up when they don't achieve those photos that they see posted all over Instagram or in the magazines. It's not something that's going to happen right out of the gate. You need to understand how your camera works, how all of the settings work, and how to use them. You need to know a lot about composition, about lighting and shadows, and how to use editing software to be able to refine those photos even better. So please do subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try my very best to put out a new video every week, going over each individual step to be able to get you to that point that you want. I hope you enjoyed.